Hi, I'm Soraya Bastian, and in the next couple of minutes, I'm going to show you the number one thing you can do to create an intimate, trusting, and passionate relationship after infidelity. It's not checking his phone, withholding affection, playing social media detective, or any of the other things you've done like years of therapy, couples counseling, reading books, and listening to podcasts. Now, you probably feel like that's impossible, and honestly, I felt the same way. I spent years doing everything the experts suggested, and I was sure there was something wrong with me because I still didn't trust him. I visualized the conversations between him and her. I questioned if he was being faithful, and I wondered if I would ever be good enough. I tried to find reasons to stay, and I tried to find reasons to leave. For years, I was stuck in this cycle until I found a way to rebuild trust and rekindle love by healing my emotional trauma and adopting a radically different perspective. Unfortunately, most women in your situation don't know what you're about to learn. They believe that trust can only be rebuilt by knowing every detail of his infidelity, monitoring his phone around the clock, imposing strict boundaries, and by demanding he attend countless therapy sessions and show constant remorse. Now, don't get me wrong, he definitely has his own work to do. But as you probably know, this doesn't lead to trust or intimacy, regardless of whether he follows the rules or not. Trust isn't just about laying down rules and keeping a watchful eye for any slip-ups. It truly starts from within, and it's only by healing your emotional wounds that you can genuinely start to trust others. Building trust and bringing back intimacy after infidelity might seem like a difficult or confusing process, but I've developed a proven method based on my personal experiences, insights gained from coaching thousands of women in situations similar to yours, and collaborating with experts in the field of betrayal trauma recovery. I call this the EmpowerHer Method. Using this innovative approach, I'm able to help you find safety within yourself, establish emotional stability, heal your trauma, and ultimately rebuild intimacy and reignite love in your relationship. And if you'll give me just 4 more minutes of your time, I'll explain why traditional methods of healing and common strategies like checking his phone, monitoring his social media, and setting strict boundaries might be keeping you stuck. Then I'll show you why my EmpowerHer method is superior when it comes to creating intimacy and rebuilding trust after infidelity. Experiencing emotional trauma from infidelity affects every aspect of your being, from your body's reactions to your mind's responses. Trauma is the heavy weight that constantly sits on your chest, making it hard to breathe. The lump in your throat that won't go away, and the knot in your stomach that just won't untangle. It's the sleepless nights spent replaying painful memories in your mind like a broken record, the constant questioning of your worth, and the fear of being hurt again. It's the roller coaster of emotions that leaves you feeling drained, confused, and vulnerable. Your body and mind are under constant stress from the emotional trauma that you're experiencing, and when you're stressed, your body does everything it can to protect you from further hurt, especially if there have been multiple indiscretions. The human body is remarkable in its ability to respond to emotional trauma by triggering stress responses. Now, while these reactions are designed to keep you safe, it's important to understand that they're not meant to be permanent. For example, you're crossing the street and you see a car speeding towards you. Instantly, your body goes into high alert mode, your senses sharpen, adrenaline surges, pushing you to get out of the way. Once you're out of harm's way, your mind and body should go to work quickly to restore balance, kind of like a reset button. However, after experiencing infidelity, it feels like there's an ongoing threat to your safety. Even though there might not be a car bearing down on you, you're constantly being fed warning signs that you're in danger, whether they're real or not. This explains why you can't seem to tear your eyes away from his phone, resist the urge to go through his desk, or pour over the phone bill. It's an exhausting cycle, and because all your energy is consumed by this hypervigilance, there's little left for the important things like decision-making, problem-solving, or emotional regulation. there is no reset button. All of your energy is focused on just surviving the day. You find yourself going through the motions, getting up, going to work, trying to keep it together, but feeling like you're getting nowhere closer to the relationship you truly want. You're exhausted, drained, and stuck in a cycle that seems impossible to break. If what you're doing hasn't worked by now, it's not going to. What if I told you you don't have to live like this anymore? My client, Mary Beth, a successful therapist, was stuck in the cycle of needing to find out more information regarding her husband's affair, hoping it would bring relief. So she chased his phone and searched his emails, yet it was never enough. By implementing my EmpowerHer method, she is no longer frantically looking for moments when she can grab his phone and, in her own words, this has been the peace, the calm, the centering. There's no more of the chatter. There's no need to check his phone. There's no checking emails or anything. There's just a relief that I get to live my life and I trust myself. Edwina, a life coach, struggled with triggers and intrusive images after the discovery of his sexual addiction. And the only way she found a tiny bit of safety was to look through his computer, his social media, and his phone, trying to get down to the root of things because she didn't trust anything he was telling her. After working with the EmpowerHer method, she said, I learned to trust myself for the first time. I use this method to navigate every part of my life. I use my body as my compass instead of being driven by fear. Mary Beth and Edwina's experiences aren't unique. My EmpowerHer method offers a superior approach that leads to real progress and lasting change when it comes to rebuilding trust and restoring intimacy after infidelity. So instead of focusing all your time and energy on the small things like waiting to see if he leaves his phone out when he goes into the bathroom or downloading the newest app that gives you a play-by-play of his day-to-day, my EmpowerHer method teaches you to find safety within yourself, emotionally regulate, and heal your trauma so that you can finally rebuild trust and revive intimacy after infidelity. Safety means getting off the emotional roller coaster that's kept you trapped for years. Emotional regulation puts you in control of your emotions, preventing triggers from sending you spiraling in the endless cycle of 2 steps forward and 10 steps back. Then you'll finally be ready to truly heal your trauma through a comprehensive approach that will give you the confidence that you need to trust yourself and revive love after infidelity. I know you didn't ask to be here. I know you didn't deserve this. This isn't something that you have to do because of what you did. It's something you have to do because of what's been done to you. The cost of doing nothing will cost you everything. Your body and your mind will continue to suffer, leading to health issues and making you feel mentally worn out. The cycle of trauma will feed fear, anxiety, and distrust, keeping you stuck in a loop of pain. Your relationship will remain strained, and the intimacy and love you're working so hard for will remain out of reach. You might be wondering about him and all the things he did or what might happen in the future, and I hear you. Those are very valid questions. But with the EmpowerHer approach, it's all about you and your journey to healing, regardless of what he does or what might happen. Take Anne, for example, a nurse who thought it was her job to make her husband aware of the pain his infidelity caused. She felt like if she let him forget, she would be letting him off the hook and he would be unfaithful again. In healing with my EmpowerHer method, Anne said, it has been the most freeing experience. I realized I don't have to do that and that I can focus on other things. I just had to commit to my own healing, regardless of what he did. While his part in the relationship is crucial, this method is about empowering you to grow personally. It's about taking control of your well-being and making choices that resonate with your values and aspirations, no matter what you've been through or what worries you have about tomorrow. The way to rebuild trust and create intimacy after infidelity is to heal your emotional trauma, whether that means staying or confidently walking away.